Right. Today, our first topic is introduction. Okay, introduction to operations management or productivity. Production management. So the topic is operations and productivity. Okay. Okay. Let me just full screen and try to hide this because this will. Can you see the full slide? Yes, okay. So only thing is that when I record this, it's probably partial, okay? Anyway, right. So by our learning objectives for this first chapter is you should be able to define operations management. First, we need to have an idea what operations management is. And then I want you to be able to also distinguish or define goods and services. This is, you already know, okay? Just trying to reinforce, okay? And also describe supply chain, discuss importance of operations management, as well as the other three, 5, 6, 7. Should I correct it now? Okay, it's okay. So explain the difference between production and productivity, compute productivity index, identify critical variables in enhancing productivity. If I don't have time, okay, these three will be covered next week, okay? If I don't have time, but if I have time, we try to cover as much as possible, okay? So have any one of you heard the term production management? What do you, when you say production management, what comes to your mind? Anyone? When I said, when the term production management, what is your thinking? Anyone?
Kaizen.
Kaizen. Okay. Kaizen. So in production management, there is Kaizen. Kaizen is probably a tool in one of the tools in. Yeah, you're right, because in production management we do a lot of Kaizen. But what is operations, or what is production first?
Right, logistics.
Okay, logistics, one of them includes logistics.
How about goods or services?
Okay,
and
for example,
control them.
Can you give me a kind of service?
How about education services?
Yeah, you're right. Education is a service, and there are operations. There will be operations. Okay, so what is operations management? Okay, well, operations is a discipline that applies to all enterprises. All, not only universities. Can you give me an example of enterprises that exist in business? Surusaki-san, you know a lot. Okay. Name a company.
I don't remember English words.
English word. 日本語も大丈夫よ。
なるほど。
Enterprise, banks.
会社。企業ですね。
And then manufacturing companies, making cars, making iPhones, all are require some operations, management. So offices, universities, banks, all this. So what basically, when you talk about operations management, is how to manage operations, how to organize operations. Because in operations, when you talk about enterprises, they must have suppliers, they must have customers, And if they go do business overseas, they have all over the world. Okay, how do you manage operations all over the world? Yeah. So you need effective tool. Basically, in operation, we're trying to find, how to produce products and deliver services efficiently, very fast, very high quality, low cost, fast on-time delivery, and safety, sustainability, and so on. So we want to achieve these so-called targets. So we need effective and efficient tools. So we need effective and efficient tools and techniques to produce this. Okay, to produce education service, I must have efficient tools. Okay, to teach online, I need to have a good camera. I need to have a good, microphone. Okay, if I don't have a, see if this is my microphone. Microphone. Good sound, right? Good sound, right? So you need, these are aids, but of course you need other teaching aids, reference book, and so on. In hospitals, all these are what you call also involved in operations. But before we go into the detail about production operations, production, right? Say son. Okay. So what is production? What is production? What is seisan? Monozukuri. Monozukuri. So you make mono. Okay. But in English, we say that creation of goods and services. So we cannot run away from service also are being produced. You produce a service, you make the service. But the production of the service is different from the production of goods. Different. Okay, but it's you're creating. For example, now I'm creating an education service so that I can transfer the knowledge for you to know, and you can use that knowledge to manage better your companies or whenever you work. So creation of goods and services in hospitals. So we'll see more of this after this, okay? So what is the difference between goods and services? Okay, before we go further, let's think a little bit the difference between goods and services. Anyone? Okay, Sarah, what's the difference between goods and services?
In my opinion, goods, we can see it. I mean, the visible, and services, we can't see it.
Okay, okay, right. That's a very good answer. Okay, you can see. Okay, this is tangible. In English, we call it as tangible, and intangible. So difference between goods and services. Goods, very easy to you can name any one of them. Okay, so services like transfer funds between banks. You want to transfer funds, money. Or for example, I'm waiting for my visa from Japanese. So that is also service. I'm waiting for my visa. COE, Certificate of Eligibility, COE, to enter Japan. So waiting. That's because of pandemic. Okay, pandemic. Many issues. Liver transplant. Filling up hotel room. So this is also a process needed. Filling up hotel room, booking, and then go check in, go enter. So we'll talk later. Okay, later we'll have the topic on quality. For example, how do you ensure services have high quality, fast, on time? Okay, education of students. Okay, I'm not going to go. You can see it. You can see the difference. But later on, we'll see another concept of this. Okay, so can you see this figure, this diagram here? Tangible or intangible. So pure service firm tend to have mainly an intangible offering. So consulting is pure. Miho, I call it Miho, Miho. Miho-san. So
Hi.
consulting is 100% service, you know.
Mhm.
Are you agree? Do you agree?
I don't want to agree.
You don't want to agree because there is some tangible also. Yeah. You probably. I also tend to agree with you. Consulting, there is some tangible also. For example, prepare the report. You know, do some activities, right? But anyway, so this is the spectrum. We call it spectrum. The differences between the amount of service. The blue is the service. The orange is the product component. Okay. If you sell cars, of course, there are service because you need to send it for repair and so on. So the production activities are intangible, and intangible needs to be actually managed. Okay, and it's called operations. It is called operations because you want to manage the production activities. Okay, making work, basically making work. Okay, well, the formal definition. This is the formal definition from the book. Okay, from the book it says, Akiko,
Operation management is the set of activities that create value in the form of goods and services by transforming inputs into output.
Okay, good. Okay, it's a set of activities. So there are many activities. You want to create value for whom? Who do you create value for? Who do you want to sell your products? Because you're going to create value. Sarah, who is your, who wants your goods and service if it is no value? No value. Value, what's the meaning of value? Okay, what's the meaning of value? Huh?
価値。
価値や。価値は何ですか?
The core, the crucial matter when we sell something.
Yeah, it has usefulness.
Yeah, usefulness.
It has certain functions. So it gives me change. I can, for example, a watch. Watch gives value, it gives correct time. A watch gives no good time. So no quality. So value in the form of goods, transforming inputs into output. Okay, let's continue. Give me one example of product you frequently use. Anyone? Just give me an example of one product that you know, like I use computer. Okay, every day I use computer. Okay, what do you use every day, Sarah? Handphone.
Every single day, I'm using my iPad.
iPad. Okay, so you're using iPad. Okay. Do you know what's going to how iPads are being produced? Let's find a simpler product. Okay, simple product. I will give you one product. Mochi.
Okay.
Okay.
Rice cake. Yeah.
Okay. So give me one example of the inputs for mochi. Akiko.
Mochi?
Or any product, okay, or any food for that matter.
What? Mochi?
Mochi in Japanese, mochi.
Yeah.
So what is the input? What you need to transform and create, even onigiri, like onigiri. Okay, onigiri, very common. I eat onigiri almost many times. When I go to Japan, I love onigiri. Rice is input. What else? The salmon, tuna. Inside the ingredient for onigiri.
Onigiri, yeah.
Okay. So what is the output? Output is onigiri, but we have salmon onigiri, we have tuna onigiri. So the onigiri manufacturer, if they don't have system to produce, so they cannot meet customer deadline. They cannot meet customer quality. So that's, you need to create value in the form of goods and services that will actually, the process is transformation. Okay, transformation. But transformation is not easy actually. Some people think that transformation is easy. It's not easy. Okay. All companies will have these three functions. Correct me if I'm wrong, Miho. Small company, marketing must have, operations must have, finance must have. Department. So these are the essential departments or functions. And one of them is operations. Marketing, operations or production. Three main normal, it's basic, right? And take care of finance. So if I start a company, I need to marketing, do all the, advertisement, then get order, make, design, make, buy machines, buy raw material. So that's operations. Check quality, operations. So that create the product. Then sell and get the money. So finance, they actually tracks how well the company is doing in terms of the collecting the money, pay the bills, and so on. So this is the essential functions. If I ask you a question, where is the cost highest?
Where is the cost?
Cost of doing business. Is it cost of marketing, cost of operations, cost of accounting?
Materials.
Materials.
And then cost for wages.
Wages. Where is that? Okay. Wages, material. Where is it among these three?
Production. Create
Production
the
and
product.
Operation. Create the product. Okay. So that's why if you look at all organizations, they will, when you study their organization chart, you will notice that they will always consist of these three. Okay, operations in the manufacturing, because I'm used to manufacturing. So everything this is operation, maintenance, inventory control, supply chain, Nanika, logistic. Okay, supply chain, logistic is also inside here. Akiko, logistic is in supply chain. Okay. So all these are industrial engineering, finance is this part, marketing is part. You go airline, operations, ground equipment, operations, facility maintenance, flight operations. Have you taken flight to any places around the world? Airline is so that's the operations. Okay, so this is and operations in banks, teller scheduling, check clearing, collection. Okay, so this is the most companies, they actually, where's my most companies actually will spend a lot of money on operations. Okay. Any questions right until now? Any questions? Am I too fast?
What is auditing?
Quality?
Auditing.
Auditing, which part?
Bank. The bottom of the bank.
Oh, bank auditing. Bank bottom of bank auditing. Auditing is actually in finance, because this is all finance function, finance. They audit their accounts. Okay. Accounts. whether they are spending according to what they have actually budgeted for. Okay, are there any overspending and so on? So auditing. This is financial auditing. But of course, there is a quality auditing as well. Okay. So I lost the view of the video. Let me see. Okay, never mind. So you can see, you can understand this, that all organization will be organized in terms of operations, finance, and marketing. And what is the meaning of this term, supply chain? Because we say just now, there is a supplier-customer relationship. What do you know about supply chain? Anyone? Any ideas on supply chain?
Is Starbucks a supply chain?
Starbucks is a chain of restaurants. Okay,
I see.
Supply chain. When you make, for example, that onigiri just now, do you need to source the rice? You need to buy the rice. Where do you source the rice from? Okay, so there is a connection between, suppliers and customers, and suppliers and customers throughout the value chain. Okay, if you want to make, for example, a car supply chain starts from the component manufacturers. For example, there are tires to be made, there are car seats. So these are the suppliers, and you need the manufacturer to actually assemble them. Then only they can actually sell them. Okay, so these are the things that. So do you make or buy your raw materials, parts, components? Where do you source your materials from? How to ensure product delivery promise? How to ensure efficiency? And how to manage this supply chain in terms of order, delivery, quality issues, and also cost. Okay, so actually the formal definition is, it is a global network of organizations and activities that supply a firm with goods and services. So this is a supply chain. Can you see here? This is the supply chain. What this supply chain is, it is a network. So it consists of producers. So this become their customer, the syrup producer. So they buy the raw material, or they buy their crops. They go for bottling. Okay, so they become or they go to the distributor, and they go to the retailer. But this is only just a very simple supply chain, but there are many complicated supply chains that exist in today's business. Okay, so members of this supply chain. So these are members. Members mean they are the components of this. Of course, we have not put in, for example, bottler. So there is a bottle supplier. Correct, Miho-san. Bottle supplier. So you need bottles, right?
Supplier.
Supplier for bottles. If not if you not, you need supplier for the boxes. Boxes. You need boxes to pack the bottles. Okay. You need labels. Label. So this is the supply chain of all the, and on all the supply chains have operations, and they also need to be effective and efficient. Okay. So the value to customer. So the question that I asked just now is, where should your value goes to? Your value is to the okyakusama. Correct, Akiko. Who is Value, you give value to whom?
Students.
Students, you are my customers today. Okay, so you must, you know, but of course, customers have responsibility as well. Customers must study also. Okay, it's
Yeah.
both ways, right? So you create value through marketing, operations, and finance. All these create value. I'm not saying marketing is not important. Okay, marketing is important as well. No, you wanted to take care of foreign workers, Sarah. You need to
Yes.
study about foreign workers. So how to manage foreign workers is also very important for creating value to the products and also customer, right? In Malaysia, we have all over the world foreign workers. Okay, right. So why study operations management? I think I'm not going to. You see the importance of studying operations management. What is the goal of any operations? What is the goal? If you think about companies, what's the main goal? Ichiban no target.
Make money.
Okay, good. Make money. Make money. Oh, really? If you don't want to make money, then what do you call? You are not in business. Okay, you want to make money. Other than that, but to make money, what kind of operations that you need to have? You can think about the operation. Think about making that onigiri. Making onigiri should, what's your goal?
Tasty onigiri.
Okay, tasty. That's quality. Okay. Design of goods and services. We have a topic on design of goods and services. What else?
I think selling products to many customers.
No, that is selling. Operations.
Operations.
Think about operations. Operations.
Okay, making products. Making many products in one time.
Making many products in one time. How do you make products in one time? You must have a good schedule. You must have enough material. If you don't have enough material, you cannot meet your goal. Actually, it's efficiency and effectiveness. So in operations, we call it the word productivity. Productivity. There is a measure. Okay. Right. Let's move on. So that's why to achieve the goal, we need to study how people organize themselves in operations. Okay. And also we need to know how to produce the goods and services in a very systematic way, organized with procedures. What is the procedure? So we need to understand the job of operations manager. Okay, management is all management, very, very clear cut. Okay, so companies must survive through increasing effective operations. So what I wanted was effective operations. The goal is effective. Effective means material come in and you add value, no waste, less waste. So you don't, and working hours, no waste, or no mudah. No mudah. So taksan mudah arimas in operations, many taksan. So you need operation management knowledge in order to become a good manager, or to look at how people work. You will be affected if you say, okay, I only take care of foreign worker. But in operations, you're in operations. If you work in academic, Akiko, it's operation also. Late scheduling, changes at last minute change, and late someone do the job, deliver with some defects, not some problem. I have to do the repair. I have to do, I have to do the check. So this is, every person working will be affected. Okay, so how do we actually think about effective operations? Okay, and the key is how to reduce operational costs. Cost down, how to reduce operational costs. Because in the opportunity for increasing profit, okay, this is just a concept. Okay, it's a concept. Can you see these three options? Options for increasing contribution. Can you see the three options? So you read it like this. Marketing option. If the marketing say increase sales, revenue 50%. And the finance department say reduce finance costs 50%. But the operations management option, if I say to the management, I want to reduce 20% of operations costs. And if you compare the contribution, if you do the mathematics, you will definitely, see a large portion contribution that can be saved through operations. Okay. Some companies, when they're faced with difficulties, they want to do turnaround. They want to do transformation, big company transformation. Previous management failed to get profit. Miho. So previous management run business, they don't make profit. So come new management, what do you think the first thing they do?
First thing?
The first thing, one of the first few things. Then they buy a company which is having difficulties, having problem, no profit. What should they actually look into? For example, there was Malaysia Airlines faced difficulty, so they changed the top management. So what do they do? The top management of the new management, so-called new management of Malaysia Airlines, what do they do?
First, we can find cost cut.
Cost cut, okay. Where to cost cut? Easiest cost cut. The easiest place.
Yeah, sometimes you reduce
Workers. Radio worker is operations.
Operations.
Reduce costs.
Hours, reduce working hours.
Yeah. So normally, I've seen many cases. I think you've read in reports also, a lot of transformation process. Most of the new management will try to look at operations and production costs first before they go for others, because that's the fastest and easiest. Okay, so that's why it's important to actually keep our production costs low, and that's why Toyota, they are very successful, because their operations cost is very low. They implement a Toyota production system. That's why. Okay, right. Do you want to take a 5-minute break, or you don't want to take a break? I can continue until. So we were here just now. Okay. Now let's continue. Okay. So what do operations managers do? And it is actually the 5 management functions, typical management functions. So do you remember what is the manager's job? 5 function. Anyone can remember? Anyone? Sarah, any idea?
In my opinion, I think it includes controlling.
Yeah, you still remember. Okay, controlling. And then?
And then?
And others. Akiko, maybe you remember? Ego.
I don't remember.
Ego, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So this is typical, okay? This you must remember, okay? You must recognize. This is, if you go to companies, big, small, you need to plan. Planning is important. You need to organize. Organize is you have to have organization structure, you know, and you stuffing you put. So operation manager also do the same thing. Same, but you're not a purchasing manager. You are operation manager. Okay, a purchasing manager still need to plan and organize stuffing and do the leading, become leader and controlling functions. Okay, so these are basic functions. So in the context of operations, so the operations manager will apply the 5 management process or that jobs planning and so on, specifically for operations management areas. Okay, so that's what the whole idea is. The whole idea is the operations manager or the operations executive, okay, will have to think about these decision areas: design of goods, managing quality. We are going to at least do 5 of them this this semester, and the rest is actually for another semester. But this is the things that you do that you have to consider. I'm not going to explain detail everything, but the whole idea is this. For example, the strategic decision, we call it strategic decisions. So the operations manager will have to make decisions on this. Design of goods and services. What is required of operations? If you want to make this product, okay, is our operations suitable for high technology product? Maybe it's not. So we cannot make high tech products. Okay, so design of good. Managing quality is also strategic decisions. Should we produce, for example, China? China has a low cost strategy, not to say low quality, but manageable quality level. Okay, they don't want to go to, extremely high. They can produce high, but you have to pay more to get high quality. So that is, managing quality. Process and capacity design. How is the goods going to be produced? Okay, that is under process capacity. Do we have the capacity? For example, a car manufacturing. Can I produce 500,000 units a year to meet the demand of the market? For example, the demand market is 1 million. So cannot. You have to increase your capacity. Do you know current situation about the shortage of IC, microchips around the world? Kita kata aru? Kiki Masta? Microchips shortage. There is shortage. Okay. Capacity maybe enough, but because of pandemic, slow. Okay. So that is causing a lot of delay. And then location strategy. Should I make my factory in China? Should I make my factory after pandemic now? Should I build my factory in manufacturing in China? Japan has the policy of pulling back to Japan during the COVID pandemic. Am I right, Miho? Am I right? So pull back, made in Japan. Because of lower costs and also maintain your employment and there are strategies to actually pull back. So layout strategy. Once we have location, we need to think about layout. How to make the product. You cannot have simply no layout. So you need to integrate the facility as well as the personnel, employed worker, technology, inventory. So layout strategy, human resource and job design. Okay, but not this semester, Sarah. Human resource next semester. If you want to take production management B, we can study human resource and job design. Okay, supply chain management is also a strategic decision. Integrate supply chain into your strategy. What to buy, where, from whom. And then inventory management. Inventory, that's why Toyota is very successful, because they have minimum inventory system. Toyota system is pull system, only make one. N equals to 1, make one only. If you keep too many, maybe damage, maybe no quality, maybe cannot use. Okay. And also you see the process very slow. Scheduling and maintenance. So these are strategic decisions in operations management. Okay, in operation management. Okay, I'm not going to go detail on the history. Okay, the history of operations management. There's a long history already, right? From the Industrial Revolution 1.0, now Industrial Revolution 4.0, IR 4.0, okay, because of digitalization. So they move on to mass production. This is Ford factory. Ford factory, Ford, very famous Ford factory because they started mass production. Mass production was invented by Ford. You can have any color as long as it is black. Ford motto that time, they say you can have any color car, any color, as long as it is black. So what does it mean? You can only buy black color. There's no other color. There is no other color. Anyway, so they move on
Excuse
to
me.
lead. Yes.
Excuse me. What is OM?
OM is
OM.
operations management.
Ah,
Sorry. Sorry.
Thank you.
OM is operations management. Short form for operation management. So from cost focus to quality focus, lean production era, and customization focus, mass customization. So we have seen all this. For example, Dell produces mass customized computers. Okay, mass customized, and other products, especially Amazon. Okay, same. And globalization focus. So now we are in globalization focus. But I do not know, maybe we can invent a new one, COVID focus pandemic. So we have post-COVID era. Now it's post-COVID era, 2020 onwards. So we can define what are the operations management problem in post-COVID. There's a lot of problems in operation management for post-COVID. Okay. Right. These are the people in operations management. OM again is operation management. Heritage means history. Okay. History. So it starts from Division of Labor, Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, very famous book, Wealth of Nations. And then standardized parts, scientific management by Taylor. Okay, Frederick Taylor, the father of scientific management. And then Ford assembly system, Gantt chart, motion study, quality control, Schuhart. So all these are in operations management or production management. Okay, so it become the knowledge. The knowledge is huge already today. It's, but I don't expect you to know everything. Okay, no, you need to have a flavor. You need to have an overall understanding. And it continues until today. Okay, can continue. We can put here, you know, pandemic 2020. What happened? So supply chain become very disrupted. Okay, how to improve disruption in supply chain? There's a good research topic. Disruption in supply chain. How to improve disruption in supply chain. and quality awards and so on. Okay, I'm not going to, you can read the book, okay? You can read the book, and some of these are actually given in the book, okay? So the goal of all organizations should be productivity. Productivity. Okay, are you productive today, Sarah?
Me, in terms of
whatever you understand, okay? There is many words inside here. You can see, efficiency, What do you understand productivity? Okay, what do you understand? When I say I am productive, what does it mean?
who is when I heard of the terms of the productivity, I imagine like who is good at the time managing or something.
Okay. So on a personal basis, individual basis, productivity is related to time management. You're right. Okay, you're right. It's time management. Okay. So if I ask you more detail, what about time management? Akiko, what is the thing in time management that we say we are productive? Or Miho, or Shu, anyone? Time management? How we say we are productive? Time, managing time. 日本語も大丈夫よ。私少しわかりますよ。大丈夫よ。日本語で話しますか？結構。But you can practice English, Rinshu. So what do you think, Miho?
Productivity, product performance,
time management,
activity,
productivity.
Performance.
Yes. So when you say performance, what does it mean? For example, how many jobs you want to do today? How many? Do you list your work that you want to do? Do you have a to-do list? Or you don't have to-do list? To-do list. To-do list. To-do list.
To-do list.
今日何かやらなければならない仕事。例えばね。So time management is about productive is, when you say productive, my performance at the end of the time, for example, today, I finished 4 items, 80% completed. Good. So, yatta ne. So, same thing. Productive means this material, I want to use 100%. I don't want to waste. For example, worker time, working hours, 80% working, 20% not working. It's okay. Because not you have to go to the toilet, you have to rest, we have to have QK, we have to talk. So this individual plus you think about resources. We have resources. Okay. So productivity, what is productivity? Productivity is nani? Output over input. Output. Okay, this is for operations, for companies. Not for you, not for Sarah. In a company, I have to think about my investment. Return on investment, I have to, that is finance indicator, but this is operations indicator, performance. So the ratio of production output or goods and services divided by input. Okay, so you need to have some form of dollar value or some physical measure. For example, if I have I make onigiri. And same thing, onigiri. Okay, I make onigiri. Okay, onigiri. I have my factory, small shop. I have 5 workers. 5 workers. Today, they work 8 hours. Dakara, how many hours I have? Total man hours. 5 workers.
40 hours.
Yes, okay, correct. So you have 40 man hours. If I produce 200 kah? 200 onigiri. I output 200 onigiri. What is productivity? If you just put into the formula, just put in 200 onigiri divided by 40 hours. So you have dame yo. Dame ni. Sukunai ni.
5 onigiri.
Dame ni. More 2,000 ka.
Not,
So you
not-
have
not high performance.
5 ka. 5. Okay, just example. It's just an example. Just an example. Just think about it. I can produce 5 per hour. 5 per hour. Okay. So that is the ratio. But you notice here, the input measurements, it is dollar, man hours, cost of raw material, and others. Okay. So for one factor, it's very easy. I will show you after this. One factor, which is labor. But operations, you don't have labor only. You have material, you have energy, you have overhead, you have other costs, many other costs, okay, or other inputs or resources. Now, before we go further, I want to just highlight important note. Important. Production is measure of output only. Is a measure of output only. It is not a measure of efficiency. So the production is not productivity. Understand? Production, my production is high. My production is high. Production is only output, not productivity, because production must be measured with some inputs. Then only we talk about productivity. So the objective is to improve productivity. If I, for example, this company 5, no good. If I come in manager, I said tomorrow I want 50 per hour. So how to do that? I find ways, because I'm operation manager, so I know how to increase that. Okay, I will not force the worker to run faster. No. That's wrong concept. Wrong concept of muri ya. Not muri, but find mudah. Where's the mudah? You know, this Kaizen, put tools. Use jigs and so on. So productive measurement, I've given the example just now. Okay, units produced is 1,000 units. Labor hours, same concept that I've showed to you just now. So this is productivity measurement. Very simple, but this is the formula. So how to increase productivity? How? So this is called a single factor productivity. Okay, just before. So how to increase productivity? P is equals to O divided by I. Mathematics, né? So how to increase P?
By increasing the output.
Sorry. Increase output. First option. Second option? Nanika dekiro. From the formula. Should you reduce input? Then P will increase. That's all. Or let's try to think about, okay, this is maybe okay, you can also make it constant, output constant, but input must reduce. Okay, that's also another way. Okay, but if output increase, input increase, doesn't mean productivity will increase. We don't know. So we can compare, right? We can compare one and another. We can compare between different products. We can compare between different production line. We can depend on different employees. Okay. So this is called single factor. Okay. You understand single factor? Only one factor, labor. So how to increase is that if more than one resource, what do you do? Formula is the same. Formula is still the same. P divided by I. Formula is the same. So what do you do? So this is, there is a special name for more than one resources. We call that as multi-factor productivity or total factor productivity. And what you do is P is equals to output is the same. Okay, maybe you have different outputs. Labor plus material plus energy plus capital plus miscellaneous, all the inputs must be add up together. Then only you call, you have your productivity, productivity measure. One important thing is, what happens if, for example, my labor is in hours, my material is in kilogram, my energy is in kilowatt. Can I add them up? Can you add up? Can you plus hours, labor, plus material, kilowatt? Kau di mana? Hours, kau dah tahu iba, kilowatt. Oh, sorry, kilogram kah? Material, we use energy, kilowatt. Capital ataupun dollar. Plus other dollar, for example, or many other things. Rent dollars. So different units, different measure. Cannot. Damin, So we have to make sure same measurement units. Example, dollar per dollar. Output, or you can also, normally people will, dollar per dollar is becoming index already. It's an index. There is no units, you cancel out. Okay. Questions? Any questions? Okay. Imawa, our class is until 6:40, right? 6:40. No, sorry, 6:40, 7:40. Nihon. Sarah, any question? Dah jawab? Okay, good. Then I can finish my lecture today before time. You can have a nice day. So this is the example in the book. It's in the book. This is showing multi-factor. So it is a multi-factor productivity measure. What it shows, I have an old system. Okay. And the information is this. Okay. I have 4 people working 8 hours. And the payroll cost is 640 per day. And this is my output. This is my product that I produce, 8 titles per day. And this is my overhead. So now I have, how many factors do I have now? How many factors? Shoe. How many factors I have now? This is multi-factor. The first factor is staff. Staff is Miho. labor でしょ
labor. Labor.
labor でしょ
Labor.
staff is
Yeah.
labor 人間ね
Mhm.
人間 is labor so I have this is my first factor so overhead is my another factor second factor second factor but because of the new system my overhead increase okay but my output from 8 become higher. Maybe they invest a new machine or they invest in a new software or whatever, okay? But because of that, the overhead increase. So all multifactor is 8 divided by, okay, 640 plus 400, which is 0.0077 products per dollar, okay? It doesn't, you can convert this to dollar if you know the price of the product. So the new multi-factor productivity, you compare, you are comparing old and new. You want to see whether the new system result into higher productivity. So that's why it's very important to measure productivity when we do improvements, okay? And you see here, so what is the conclusion? What can you say about the new system? Do you want to invest and you want to use the new system? Akiko.
Yeah, I prefer new one.
Why?
Because the productivity is higher than old one.
Can you measure how many percent increase? Can you calculate percent increase?
Percent.
So from 0.07, maybe that is your homework. Okay, you can try and find out the percentage increase in productivity. 0.0097 minus 0.0077 divided by 0.0077 multiply 100%. You get the percent increase. Minus and okay. But you're right. You better invest in the new system because we can produce more. Why we should not invest and get more productivity? All right. So that's why countries measure productivity. There is a total factor TFP is measured from country to country. How much industrial output for Japan, for example, is one of the highest productivity in the world. US, Europe, Malaysia still suffer low productivity. We don't have as high productivity level as developed countries like Japan, because the people here want to work very slow. No, just kidding. Okay. Hai, Simon, arimasu ka?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You mentioned about the workforce in Malaysia today's class, and in case of Japan, just 2% of the workforce is foreign workers. And how about Malaysia? Do you have any information?
I don't have the statistics. I don't.
Okay.
I don't have. But there are even illegal immigrants. There are at least there is a lot of problems. There's a lot of issues. That's why productivity, costs are increasing, but productive costs increase, but output not increasing. Low productivity. If costs keep on increasing and the output cannot be produced more, you're going to see a drop in productivity. And you see services, you see things don't come on time. Japan, train come on time. Time, okay, schedule. So that is efficient, productive.
Yeah.
You can see the difference. Or even in South Korea, but the subway are very efficient. The Singapore subway are very efficient. Okay, right. Okay. I've